Hello everybody and welcome back to Persona 5, and today I'm going to be talking about what you get and don't get in New Game Plus. I'm making this separate video because I don't think it'll fit well with the other videos I have planned. There are 4 other videos after this that has to do with my playthrough specifically, and me going through New Game Plus and kind of showing it off a little bit and just getting some stuff done that we didn't get done in the original playthrough. I don't think this video is going to be super long because I don't really have a lot to say. Like I said before, I just didn't have a really good place to fit this otherwise. Let's talk about the New Game Plus playthrough for a little bit. Obviously I'm playing through it. I'm about halfway done. I just got to I just finished the Hawaii storyline arc, little tidbit thing. Your school trip, just finished that, and yeah, it's been going really great so far. It's really smooth sailing. It's very nice to skip all the cutscenes that I definitely know what's going on, and having to skip through all that stuff, it makes it go by a lot easier. So what is New Game Plus? Well, New Game Plus is when you start a new game, but you have additional features. In Persona 5, there's certain things that carry over, there's certain things that don't carry over, and you actually get new bonus content too. Well, let's talk about what carries over into New Game Plus from your previous game. First thing that carries over is money. You actually keep every single cent, I guess yen in this case, you actually keep every single yen that you had when you ended your first playthrough. Now this is very important, especially if you unlocked certain abilities. So I highly recommend you sell everything that you can before you beat the game, because you're gonna want all that money. Next big thing that carries over is your social stats. So your proficiency, knowledge, guts, charm, and kindness, that all carries over. So if you had, 4 in everything or 5 in everything or whatever, that all carries over, so that way you don't have to do it in New Game Plus unless you obviously didn't max all of them out. Thankfully, I maxed all my social stats out in my initial playthrough, so now I don't have to do things like go to the bathhouse or go to the diner or go to the batting cages to increase my stats. In New Game Plus, you also get to keep all of your equipment, so your weapons, your guns, your armor, your accessories, all that stuff carries over into the New Game Plus, so you can equip it onto your party members once you get them. Skill cards also carry over, even blank ones. So if you have a bunch of blank cards or you wanted to duplicate some of them, you can still do that. You still have all those cards that you got, but you do have to unlock Yusuke's confidant abilities before you can do so. One of the biggest things that carries over is your compendium. So any personas that you had fused together and have been in your compendium before you finish the game, you can now access in New Game Plus. You only get access to Arsene in the tutorial area, but once you're freely able to go into the Velvet Room, you'll be able to choose from any persona that you have in your compendium. That's why it's good to save a lot of money, because your higher level personas are going to cost a lot of money to summon. Special story gifts also carry over, so your Christmas gift, your Valentine's Day gifts, and your goodbye gifts. Your goodbye gifts, in my opinion, are the most important though, because they allow you to carry over higher level abilities from your confidant into New Game Plus. You do have to find your confidant and get him to rank 1 before you can get access to any of these abilities, but it's definitely worth it. Some confidant abilities are extremely good to have in the early game, like Kawamiki's massage or the Twin Warden's ability to fuse higher level personas. So those are the big things that get carried over. There might be some other smaller things too, but I just thought those were the best ones to mention. Now, what is lost? It's actually not that much, all things considered. A lot of this stuff is very easy to unlock once you get access to it. You start back at level 1, which means you have low HP and SP, but in all honesty, it's not that big of a deal. For example, in my playthrough, I've been just training a lot, whether at my house or at the gym. So that gains me more HP, and when you're training at the gym, it gains you more SP too. So it's not really a super big deal. Plus you gain all those levels back while you're playing the game, which means you get more HP and more SP as you go. This one I feel like is very obvious because I kind of mentioned it before, where we only start out with Arsene, but you lose your stock of personas that you had when you beat the game. So if you had, if you had some Satans, if you had some Michaels, if you had some other names I can't pronounce. You lose all those, sadly, but they should be in your compendium, so you can just go back and buy them again when you start New Game Plus. The last thing you lose that's important to me, in my opinion, is your confidant levels. You do lose all of them and you have to find them again, like I said, but once you do find them, and if you have their goodbye gifts, you just gain most of their abilities anyways, so it's not a super big loss. I will say the only downside is for losing confidant levels is that you lose your party members' confidant levels, and that means if you want to get their second awakening, which is their level 10 ability, you have to go through all their things again to get there, because the level 10 abilities aren't something that carries over with the goodbye gifts. You lose a couple other things too, like consumables and infiltration tools, but all that stuff you can easily buy or make yourself, and you definitely have enough time to do it in New Game Plus. One of the new things you get in New Game Plus is you actually get the persona that you summoned at the very end of the final boss fight. You get Centennial. Centennial is an incredibly strong persona. I don't remember its stats off the top of my head, but it's level 95, and I think it's resistant to everything, and then I think it nulls curse damage too. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head, but it's extremely strong and it has great abilities. I'd highly recommend that you fuse it as soon as you can. I personally haven't used it, but I'll get into why I haven't in a little bit. There's also a new boss battle that you get in New Game Plus. When you get access to mementos for the first time, you can go over to the Velvet Room entrance, and Caroline and Justine will be there, and if you talk to them, then they will tell you that you can fight them if you want. I haven't done it yet in the game, but I've seen bits of it. I haven't seen the entire boss battle, but I've seen bits of it, and it's pretty cool, and I'm very excited to get there. I heard it's extremely tough, so we'll see how we do. Alright, that's all the stuff for New Game Plus, really. I kind of want to take this time to talk about my next 4 videos that I'm going to be making, and what all the topics will be for them. So the first video that you guys will see is finishing the confidants that we didn't get to finish in my initial playthrough, which was only 2 of them, and it wasn't that many levels either, so that's really good. We're going to be finishing the Devil Arcana. We only had 2 levels in there, and we're going to be finishing the Hanged Arcana, and we only had 2 levels in there too. I already recorded them, I just got to edit them up, and we should be good to go by that point. The second video will be me doing the harem route, and the harem route is going through and romancing all of the females that you can in Persona 5. On the Valentine's Day event, if you have more than one girlfriend, they will come to you and confront you asking why you weren't with them on Valentine's Day and they saw you with somebody else. But it's great when you romance all the girls because they all confront you at the same time, and it is quite fun to watch. The third video is just going to be me going through and finishing the compendium. We're about 88% done. We don't have that many more. I already made like a spreadsheet saying all the personas that I have to make and where they're from and what levels they are, and the personas that best fuse with them for the cheapest result, that is. So everything should be pretty much a walk in the park, but we'll just see. I just thought it'd be fun to record that and do all that on screen. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't fused Centennial yet, because I wanted to show that on screen and I wanted to get it for the compendium video. The fourth and final video will be the new boss battle with Caroline and Justine. I thought that'd be a fun way to end it. I don't really know what to expect. All I know that it's really hard and it can take quite a bit of time, I believe. But it should be fun trying to watch me figure everything out. Alright guys, that'll do it for this video. I just thought it'd be nice to do a little intro video kind of explaining what I'm going to be doing. This video should be coming out on the 1st of March? Yep, on the 1st of March. And then every other video will be on that Sunday after in March. So March should be really Persona filled. And that should be really fun. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode where we'll be finishing up the confidants that we didn't get done in our initial playthrough. So I'll see you guys then.